Oompa, loompa, doopity doo.
Good.
I have a sound check ready for you. Do I stare at it right in the face?
The lens, yes.
Okay. Hey everybody, Alex here with Nerdy Inc.
Oh, yes! He said the opposite. It's funny.
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Not to be confused with Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the Rodale book feature, or the Tim Burton movie feature full of CGI garbage. See, it's marketed as a children's movie, but 100% is too fucking scary to be a children's movie. This movie has impacted culture so much. We got good memes, bad memes, and a Primus album. So let's get started on the premise. So we got Charlie Bucket. Charlie, he's a blonde kid. He lives in, like, you know, squalor. He just, you know, he's poor as shit. And he just loves chocolate. He loves, like, all the kids go to the candy store and they get to sing with the guy. And, like, he doesn't get to. Like, he does not get to sing with the guy. He just watches from the window because he can't afford candy. Like, what the fuck? So he goes home, and while he walk home, he sees the factory. And then the guy just goes, "No one ever comes in. No one ever goes out." And you're just like, what the fuck? Stop going to the fucking children and say his fucking shit. Because it's fucking weird. So he goes home, and his parents, his dad's dead. I don't fucking know. He got a mom, and he has 4 grandparents who all sleep in the same bed. So, like, think about when your parents got married or when you got married. Like, your in-laws didn't even fucking speak to each other, and now they're sleeping in the same bed. So the next day, Willy Wonka announces there's to be 5 golden tickets and 5 chocolate bars around the world. So, I mean, Charlie's excited because he loves chocolate more than probably school. He loves it more than, you know, I don't know what he does at his age, like baseball or cricket. So then we have, I already said the Candyman, right?
Yes.
So there's 5. So Augustus Gloop. He's a fat little turd from Germany, and his mother is so proud of him. You know, he's eating shit all the time. He's a fat kid. And then Veruca, she's like, "I want it now, Daddy. I want it now." And he has the peanut thing. He works in the nut business, and he has all the slaves doing it, getting all the chocolate. And then the lady gets it, and then Veruca's a bitch, and then she gets the second golden ticket. Violet Beauregard, she's the gum chewer. Her dad's a car salesman, and she's just like energetic, happy, like always chewing. Unlike the Tim Burton version, where Violet Beauregard is kind of like a sassy girl, and like she's like, and her mom's Missy Pyle, and that's like a whole other pile of shit. So then we have Mike TV, which I don't know if that's his last name or that's just what they call him, because they just call him Mike TV. I don't know if he has a real name or anything, but then his mom's there, and he's shooting the TV with the fake gun. And so these 4 children, they get the tickets. And one second. Charlie goes to school, and he's poor, and like everyone wants him to know that for some reason. So the teacher even gives us a fucking hard time about it.
200 is twice 100.
Not 200, just 2.
2? What do you mean you only opened 2?
Like, come on, leave the kid, he can't. Like, his parents are dead, and they're all living in the same bed. And then some dude from Paraguay gets the 5th ticket, because Charlie sees it on TV. So he's walking back from school, all depressed and shit, and they find out that the ticket from Paraguay, it's a fake. So he's gonna buy a scrumdiddlyumptious bar, and he's like, shit, maybe I got this. And he opens it, he does get it. Everyone's trying to buy it off him and shit, and the lady's like, you gotta go home. You gotta go home. So he runs home, and then the score for I Got a Golden Ticket plays with the orchestra and the fucking musical score. And then Slugworth gets him. He has the top hat and the glasses. So that's what he does. And Slugworth looks him in the face, and he's like, you need to give me the everlasting upstepper. So Charlie goes home, and then his deadbeat grandfather gets the fuck out of bed and dances all around his shit, and none of the other motherfuckers get up, but because he's the one who gets chosen to go, and they sing the musical number, and they go to the factory. It's a big festival, and then the motherfucker, the OG, young Frankenstein himself, Gene Wilder. So Willy Wonka comes hobbling out. And he does a somersault. And everyone's like, what the fuck? But I guess Gene Wilder said he wanted that in the script, so no one would know to believe him or not. Because if he's going to hobble out and do that, then he's going to be a completely unpredictable character. So Gene Wilder did that, and it's a magnificent piece of cinema. And you never know if you're going to believe him. So they all go in the factory. They got to sign their life away. And the contract that's like, big words. That's really small words. And that's what you have. That's what they do. And he's like, I need my lawyer. The Violet Beauregard's dad says. And Augustus, not the Veruca. Don't touch me. So they sign the contract, and they go in the small room. And then they open the door, which makes no fucking sense because the room's this small. How is the door going to be this big at the end? But they go in the room of pure imagination. And he sings a song, obviously, because that's the song. And they're eating all the fucking candy, and all the parents are feeling like children, and the children are feeling like children because that's what they are. They have no other feelings and don't know anything else. So Augustus Gloop's a fat fuck, right? And he starts drinking the water, the chocolate shit water, that's being churned through the waterfall, as Willy Wonka explains. And he gets sucked up. Then Grandpa goes, you ever see a bullet come out of a gun? And he fucking shoots up. And then they're like, he's going to be turned into fucking marshmallow fluff. And he's going to go, that pipe doesn't leave the marshmallow room, releases the fudge room. And Augustus Gloop is pretty much dead. Like, he's going to get boiled and shit. Like, he has to move that quickly. Like, there's no rest for the wicked here at the chocolate factory. They sing the Oompa Loompa song that reflects differently on Augustus Gloop, which is not the same from the book. The book has more structured songs based on the people like the Tim Burton movie does. But no one gives a shit about that because Rodale is a CIA, MI6, James Bond motherfucker, and I don't trust him. He was a spy in the British government, and then he wrote children's books. So the Oompa Loompas sing the different song. What do you get when an elephant eats?
Eating as much as an elephant eats.
Oh, Jesus fuck. Why is it under my foot? Why is the thing fucking my ass?
This mic's fucking shot.
Is it broken?
Yeah, I hope not.
Why would it be broken?
It fell on the floor.
Okay. So, I gotta stop for a second and tell you, when I was 5 years old, I had babysitters, Jim and Christina. They were a couple. They were my parents' friends, and they would watch us. And one time they showed us this movie. The next few moments of what I'm going to explain scarred me for life. Which is why I'm saying it's not a children's movie. Because it's fucked up. Because they get into the boat. And the Oompa Loompas are churning it like it's fucking Steamboat Willie. And there's not enough seats on the boat for Augustus Gloop and his mother. So they knew someone was going to die. Which is really fucked up. So they get in the boat. And Veruca's like, I don't want to boot like this because she's a fucking and then they go through the thing. It's like, there's no telling where we're going or which way the river's flowing. Is it rainy? Is it snowing? Is Hurricane Irma flowing? Hurricane Irma is the hurricane that's coming the week we're filming this, but not when we're...
Months later.
Months later. The most fucked up thing in cinematic history happens where there are children in a boat and there's fucking dying chickens and insects, and Gene Wilder is singing this insane melody going through this boat, and it's going so fast, and Veruca wants it to stop, and she demands it to stop, and then it finally stops, but man, like, what a fucking, like, what a ride. So they get to the hair cream place. There's like hair cream, whipped cream, or it's the opposite. So then they go into the room with the experimental shit. So that's where they get the everlasting gobstopper, which Slughorn told them, like, to steal the ingredient, steal the everlasting gobstopper, they give the Slughorn. Then they go to the machine, and they're like, what the fuck does this do? And they're like, well, you can have a 3-course meal in the span of, like, 5 minutes. So then the gum comes out, and then Violet Beauregard's like, oh, I love chewing gum. Like, She chews it. So she chooses it's mashed potatoes, roast beef, blueberry pie. And then the blueberry pie, it has a thing, because it's not finished yet. And he told her not to eat it, and then she turns into a fucking blueberry, which also scared the shit out of me. And I would not chew Winter Fresh gum until I was 10 years old because it was blue, and I thought if I ate blue gum, it would turn me into a blueberry. Pennywise pulling people in the gutter? No. That's not scary. Motherfucking turn into a goddamn blueberry, and your shit's ruined. Your shit's done for the day. So then they're walking forward, and then there's the fizzy lifting drink. Everyone knows about the fizzy lifting drink. It shows that Charlie has a vice. The whole movie is to show that there are vices. I burped. There's gluttony with Augustus. There's vanity with Veruca. There's chewing gum, I guess, with Violet. And Mike TV is just...
Keep flipping your fucking shirt.
I don't keep... They take the fizzy lifting drink and they almost die. That's the consequence of doing drugs. I don't believe there's anything else between this, but there's the golden goose room with the golden eggs. And no one really, they don't really explain what the golden eggs do. Like, there's the good eggs and the bad eggs. Yeah, we get that with the measuring system. But where do these golden eggs go? Like, what is it? Like, are they candy? Like, do they make chocolate? Like, I don't know. But Veruca does her whole I Want It Now song. And then she realizes she's just spoiled. So then she goes down the chute and she goes to where the bad eggs go, to the boiler room. So Veruca dies, I assume. I assume everyone dies. So they go to the TV room, and you can transport a Wonka bar, and then you can get it in your TV. That's what the thing is. So Mike TV, obsessed with TV, obviously, wants to get into the thing. So he gets small, and his mom freaks the fuck out. Like, we have more Oompa Loompa songs. Everyone had an Oompa Loompa song before, but like I didn't mention it because like we get it. There's Oompa Loompas. So then he gets to the end, and you get the famous "You win nothing, you lose." The meme, you know, you've seen it. Like Charlie, you know, feels bad about the fizzy lifting drink. Like he stole it, and like Wonka tells him that, but then he redeems him and he lets him win for whatever fucking reason. Like the kid broke the rules. He didn't die like the rest of them. I get it, but like, still broke the rules, Wonka. Just send on my 5 more. Just 5 more golden tickets. Like, find a new heir to your throne.
That's not the point.
Shut your dick, Zach.
He returned the gobstopper. That was the test.
That was the test. That's why he did it, is because
He won
because Grandpa Joe said we're gonna go sell the gobstopper, but then Charlie gave it back.
Can we go back so we don't have to show this in the thing?
Sure.
Okay. And then he gets back the gobstopper. And he goes. And he grabs it. Oh, Charlie. And then Charlie wins. And he says, I'm going to give you the chocolate factory for whatever reason because I'm a bad business owner and I decided I had the most successful chocolate business in the world and I'm going to give it to a fucking child who is poor and has no business management skills, who just looks into chocolate stores and watches kids sing the Candyman. So they go through the elevator and it's all the which ways and they go, for some reason, straight up, which isn't cool because I would rather go a rather different direction, but whatever. And then the movie ends, he sees the town and he wins the chocolate factory. And that's the movie. So we got different things. Like we have the Tim Burton movie and we have this classic piece of non-children's movie greatness. It's not a children's movie. There is death and horror to children, and there's the boat scene. And it's not good. That wasn't good. This movie is like, look at it. Look at it. Like, look at his eyes. You can't trust that. Look at his eyes. Can you see his eyes?
Yes.
Can't trust those eyes. Buy your copy today from all the things. All the things that sell it. Get your copy because it's a masterpiece and it's not a children's movie. So don't show it to your children until they're 10 because you'll literally scare the fucking balls off them or vaginas. Cheers.